there, gamers. It's Professor Meg.
I'm Alex.
And today we are reviewing Monikers.
Monikers is a game from, I don't even know who it's from. Monikers is a game from CMYK Games. I didn't know that. CMYK Games, who also have done the little
bunch of
fluffy.
Monikers.
They've done the fluffy game. Do you know the fluffy game?
No.
It's like fuzzies. There's like fuzzies you stack in a tower. I've seen it. I've never played it. I don't have that strong an interest in the game.
I don't know.
But Monikers over here. Monikers, you can tell us about Monikers. You know all about Monikers.
Okay, in Monikers, players are going to be playing as two teams where you're going to have a whole bunch of cards that you guys pre-choose, so that this is such a bad description. Basically,
Should we just play a few rounds?
Sure, but there are going to be all these cards. They have all these different words on them, different things. You're going to get a choice, and you're going to choose, I don't know, a certain number to put into the shared pool, and then the rest you forget about. On the shared pool, the teams then take turns spending, I think, 60 seconds?
I think so.
Per person or something?
Could be wrong.
And you're going to go through 3 different rounds of things. So the first round is you're going to be able to describe the thing completely, but not use the words in the card. Then everyone will know like what that card then is, like the Batman. And then after that, the second round is you can only give one word, so you might say like comic. And then I was gonna say battering, but I was like, that has bat in it. And then the third one is you act it out.
I was gonna do that. We're gonna go ahead and play a little bit of a round over here just to show you how it goes. You want to start?
I'm gonna describe him. How about I describe him and we see how many we can do?
Well, you can do all of them, and then we're gonna do the one word. That's the whole point.
Well, I'm
I have
good
10
at this
cards.
part.
We have 10 cards. Now, this is not the way you would normally do this. Is you'd have
This is the
a
most
shared.
chaotic review.
You'd have a shared pile of cards, and you'd go round and around, and you count up points. Each card has points on it. The little bottom over here. So you have a 3-point card over here, a juggler. What a perfect card to choose right now. But anyways, you have points at the bottom of the card, and every card your team gets is going to be worth points, and you measure points at the end of each 3 rounds. Right now, just so you can see how something like this would play out, we have 10 cards randomly selected, and we're going to go ahead and have Meg get all those cards. And I'm going to go ahead and reverse, and we'll have some fun.
Okay, this is in ice skating. It's when you do 3 of a certain thing. No.
It's a hat trick. A pirouette.
No. It's you do 3 of it, and
A triple.
Yes.
A triple something.
And the thing that you do, rhymes with the word.
You can't say that.
I don't know how else to get you to get
She
this.
has played Monikers so much.
I don't know how else to get you to get it.
Put it on the bottom and we'll go through it. You'll see why. You'll see why. Because we'll show you how Monikers typically would play out if you had the situation.
This is when you let someone know and you're like, hey, there's
Something in your teeth. There's lettuce in your teeth. Something in your teeth. There's lettuce in your teeth.
At a grocery store you buy.
Cabbage, broccoli. There's
Which
broccoli.
is all types of.
There's vegetables in your teeth.
Which is a
green.
type of.
There's something green in your teeth. There's food in your teeth. You could give me other foods.
This is when you're, I think it's like a karate move, but some other type of fighting move where you use your bottom limb and you drop it under someone.
Sweep kick. Sweep the leg. Sweep the leg.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. This is when a person was sewn to another person that's
The
sewn
human
to another
centipede.
person.
I should have audited these cards before I did this for this.
This is someone with no soul.
A ghost.
A Weasley.
A ginger.
Okay, this is the guy who always helps you. He's a metal thing that keeps papers bound, but he's actually
Paperclip.
like
Mr. Clippy. Clippy.
Yep.
Paper Clippy. Clippy.
okay. This is a lady green person. It's not the green person I would have picked, but the green person that like all the comic book fans people pick,
Hulk?
but a lady.
She-Hulk.
Okay. A Supreme Court justice who is known for never questioning appellants during oral arguments. His appointment was concluded by
I'm not gonna
allegations
know.
of his sexual harassment, such as asking, "Who has put pubic hair in my Coke?" The reference.
We should
oh
have
my gosh.
vetted these cards. Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna say I don't know because this is gonna helpful because I don't know the other things. The other ones are triple something. Oh, we have one more.
Oh, I think we should skip them.
We're gonna skip the next few cards, but let's go. I'll do some of them because the ones we don't know. But basically, what happened is there's 4 of how bad are these cards. Some of these cards are very inappropriate. But anyways, to show you how this goes, what will happen now is somebody else at the table will look at them, and so for example, I'll say, let's put that to the side. Put that to the side. This is a character from the Ghostbusters franchise who appears as a transparent green blob. If you have something sticky, you would say you have something that is like what's slugs?
Slimer.
There we go. Okay, that's the other one. This is a smooth jazz saxophonist who's universally... What's a famous jazz person? Sax. Very smooth. I
don't know.
Okay, we'll come back to it. Whoa, I would not. This is a
triple
figure.
Lutz.
There we go. Triple Lutz, okay? This is important because what happens is someone else at the table either put the card in because they chose it, or they've seen it as a guesser.
They'll remember.
Because you'll never get fully stuck because of that aspect. This is Supreme Court Justice.
Clarence Thomas.
There we go. And then, oh my gosh, you don't know this one, so now when eventually it goes back to her turn, you start saying something, Kenny G.
Oh, okay.
Boom, there you go. All right, that's how you'll eventually get those cards. Then you measure them all up. But then you go to the one word at a time. The one word at a time is now, this time, I'm going to take the reins, and we'll see how we do in one word. And again, you don't only have a timer here. We just want to show you how you go from having a bunch of cards, because normally at this point, you have like something like 50 cards in the mix. 50 cards. One word's, the fact that we have 10 cards will make this significantly easier.
Yeah.
I'm going to do one word at a time. Ghostbusters.
Slimer.
Jazz.
Kenny G.
Skating.
Triple Lutz.
Office.
Clippy.
Weasley.
Ginger.
Lettuce.
You have food in your teeth.
Green.
She-Hulk.
Karate.
Sweep the leg.
Judge.
Clarence Thomas.
Movie. It's not a great descriptor, honestly. I could have given something better. Oh no, it's the next card. So. S-E-W, so.
I don't remember. I remembered all of these.
You give me one word.
Oh. Bug.
Human centipede.
Bug would have gotten me there, I think.
Cool, cool. Anyways, that's round 2. You can see how you start to develop, like, why is green She-Hulk? Because you already established that's the case. Why is lettuce food in your teeth? Because I can think of what the food she wanted was.
Okay, let me act
And now, she's going to go to the third round, which is charades. She-Hulk. Clarence Thomas. Sweep the leg. Food in your teeth. Triple Lutz. No. Slimer. I don't know at all. Go to the next one. Slimer? Clippy. Triple Lutz. Human centipede. Slimer. Kenny G. Human centipede. I don't remember the last one. It can't be She-Hulk because we did She-Hulk. What's the hair that we missed? Ginger. What were you trying to be?
Like soulless.
Soulless? That's soulless?
And hair. I kept touching hair.
Anyways.
Hair makes sense.
Anyways, that is basically how you play through Monikers. And with that, we're going to dive into our review.
That's exactly how you play.
It's not exactly how you play. It's close enough. We're going to go ahead and dive into our review, starting off with what we like, which is, Meg.
Everything.
Everything? You like everything about this game?
I like almost everything about this game. I would say, my problems with this game are not problems of the game. But starting off with what we like, I love this game. I do really enjoy, for any type of party game or something that is going to get you out of your shell, give you something silly to focus on, but also, like, point optimization for the ones that are hard versus easy. Like, I just appreciate everything about this game. I like it a lot.
Yeah. I like a lot of things about the game. The biggest thing for me, well, first of all, it's a party game. It's going to result in laughter. It's going to result in fun. You're going to have people just doing weird things. You can people coming up with inspirational clues.
Memories.
The charades that can happen depending on who you're playing with. Some of the charades can be masterful.
Yeah.
Like your
you
smooth
basically
jazz.
play the game to play charades.
Your smooth jazz was pretty fun. I actually like the one word round a lot. So actually, arguably my favorite round is one word, where you're like just a single word to reference something that's been done. And my favorite part about Monikers is the inside language and jokes that develop throughout playing the game. The fact that lettuce Green, like when I said lettuce, it's food in your teeth. That should not relate to it. Green should not inherently be She-Hulk. You don't have these inherent things where something connects to A connects to B, but because of how the first round went, and specifically because of how the first round went, sometimes you'll have things like, there are times where you'll literally start, like, not times, half the time when you play this game, a person playing the game will end up being a clue for a bunch of words. You'll be like, Alex. That's Alex. Why is it Alex? I don't know. We decided in the first round that clue relates to Alex. Or like there's times where, you sit there and you give a clue and I'm like, She-Hulk. And you're like, no. And then someone else gets to the table and then you grab the next card. You're like, She-Hulk. Like you'll have those moments of panic that's just developed because of the order you gave clues in, the way you gave things, the sheer humor that develops, and the inside language that is created every single time you play this game makes this a delightful masterpiece of a game.
And for a game that you usually play with a lot of players, you do go around and it's time-based between the two teams that, especially in the first round, you want to hear all the words that come out. And then all of the other rounds are entertaining. Yep. So I think even when it's the other team's turn, you're still paying attention. That I think this is one of the few games that is very, very fun for the entire game, no matter whose turn it is.
I also like the point scores on the bottom. The point scores on the bottom give you agency. Many games of this type do not have a point score. And for those who care about points, which frankly I do. I don't care if I win or lose, but I want to try. It feels like if I was playing the exact same game and somebody had, I don't know, a triple Lutz and somebody else had She-Hulk, like one of those things is easier than the other.
Right.
And so the idea that the points give you or gives the game room to come up with weird, ridiculous things that you can get because you'll get 4 points. You spent more time in it, but you got 4 points for it. So it gives you that flexibility, which I really appreciate in the game. I'm trying to find something for one of the things I don't like, which we'll get to soon. But you can go ahead.
Here
Anything
we
else
go.
you like or don't like?
I mean,
like right now.
I really enjoy the overall experience. I think that it's a great game to end the night and to start the night, like depending on what you want and need. And I think it's a really great way to have a lot of players. That this is one of the few games that I think you can have a lot of people. Everyone's engaged in the game. But that being said, you do have to be someone that wants to do this type of game. You want to, I'm trying to think of the word, but like, it's almost like improv comedy where you have to be willing to do the thing and like be out of your shell. So there is that.
As far as things I don't like, I'm going to pick up 2 cards over here to drive my point. The first one is actually a test for you. An ultra rare and powerful card in the collectible card game and anime Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, Blue Eyes White Dragon. That's easy.
So I did think there was a chance, which is why I did that card. So this one won't prove my point, but I'll prove my point and come back to that. The large musical keyboard from the movie with Tom Hanks as a literal man-child. The songs performed are Heart and Soul and Chopsticks. This is so we're going to get the card, okay? This is what's something you play music on?
A piano.
Great. Okay, so, and we are not the ceiling, but the...
Floor.
Okay, so, not small, but...
Big.
Okay, so put them all together.
Piano floor big.
Other way around.
Big piano floor.
Use the
big
thing.
Floor piano.
No, there's a movie, and the movie was named Not Small, but
Big.
And in that movie, there was that thing you said already, piano. So, put it all together.
Big piano.
No, the movie was called
Big.
Okay, so if we were talking about the object. If you're talking about the object that was in the movie, you would say it was the...
Thing?
Well, this is the object. The object. We've already established this. Okay, not the ceiling,
piano.
but the... Yes, not the ceiling, but the...
Floor.
Okay, the...
Floor piano. I said that already.
Yes, and then the floor piano.
Movie?
No.
Big?
The floor piano that was in the movie Big, you would say it's the...
The big...
No. It's in the movie Big. So it's the...
From Big?
There, say the whole thing together. Say the whole thing together.
The piano from the
No.
the
This is making my point.
the floor piano from the movie Big?
There we go. Not the movie Big, just Big. The floor piano from Big.
Okay.
Exactly.
But you don't pick. But here's the thing about that is that the people putting the cards in
Yes.
know, and you get a choice at the beginning.
I totally agree. And yet somehow, whenever we play, there's still always the brick that's in a washing machine
funny.
on a trampoline. Every single time we play, that card ends up in the game.
I
Why?
like that one.
No idea. Because she loves that one. That's why it ends up in the game. So the point I was going to go with here is, inevitably when you play this game, sometimes there are concepts. Sometimes there are even difficult concepts. Like, there's the THX sound is one of these.
Right.
I can't do it, whatever. There's like the THX sound. That is a difficult concept. That's not a sentence you have to construct. Some of the times you get like genuine sentences you have to construct. Like Blue Eyes White Dragon, if you don't know it, you literally just have to describe blue, eyes, white, dragon.
Right.
And I'm surprised. I mean, I don't know how pop culture it is. I mean, I know you know Pokemon. I was like, maybe you know Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know. But, like, you do end up with cards, and people will put them in the game, and sometimes it doesn't feel like it's a challenge. It feels like it's just crazy, and you have to go through that process. I have played so many games of Monikers, and almost always there's one card where somebody has to construct a sentence like I just did there. And it doesn't happen at first, because at first you can skip it. At first you can just skip, but eventually it does show up, and granted it's worth 4 points, but it doesn't feel satisfying when you get there. Everything else feels satisfying. That moment's like, okay, I put together 7 words and I got the result. That's the main complaint I have. The other complaint...
Also, before you move on to your other complaint, aren't there multiple versions of this that they put out, like, different...
There's so many versions.
Yeah.
Expansions and versions
So,
and all that.
Like, for pop culture things that they do reference, they do put out new versions pretty regularly? I don't know.
The second complaint I have is not really as much of a complaint, it's just the nature of different types of party games. My favorite kind of party game is a party game that combines things. So if you play something like Codenames, where you have a combination of words define how the game plays differently every single time. In the case of Monikers, it's more of a classic Taboo style game, where apples to apples, well, apples to apples is different, apples to apples is about combinations. It's more like Taboo, where every card stands mostly on its own. So inherently, as you play this game more and more, and you encounter certain words, you are more likely to find yourself into either patterns or being able to reference clues you've used in the past, which I usually like how a game is different. Now, as you play the game, you do have some degree of not exactly the same, because, for example, using green as a single word might work if you had She-Hulk, but if you had broccoli and She-Hulk and the Grinch, you can't use green anymore. So there is some degree of how the cards will all interweave with each other, and again, they're inevitably, when you're playing through it, there usually somehow manages to be 3 cards about, I don't know, about World War II, and 4 cards that are about a movie, and 2 cards that are about skating. So you will have that happen, so it does have a little overlap, but individual cards, to a certain extent, as you play the game, you'll find yourself, you will find yourself recognizing words and things that you've played before. So there's some degree of repetition, especially the more you play, which is where I recommend expansion packs, to mix things up as much as possible. And then, as far as I can, well, you have anything you don't like?
I think my only complaints really about this game is that it is best at higher player counts, and that's where it's really tough.
Yeah.
You know, Alex and I kind of just tried to play a little bit, and it's not that fun.
It's a 2-player cooperative mode.
Yeah.
Not great.
You know, I think even at 4, it's not that fun. I think once you hit like 6+, it's so great. And I've played this with so many people that it's so worth it.
Well,
but it does suffer.
I do want to clarify, because I think you feel differently, but I know how I feel. I think if you can only play this game at 4, get it. Like, still get it. I think you'll have a great time. You not so much? You on the page? Where are you?
I wouldn't.
Interesting.
If I only had 4, I would play Codenames.
Interesting. So I personally still think this game does do great at 4. I don't think 4 is anywhere close to the optimal player count. I think 6+ is optimal. But if you only play with 4, I'd still think it's worth trying out. As far as what I can see others not liking, the only thing I really have there is just to be mindful that this game has very inappropriate words in it. Very inappropriate concepts and words, and that is a solvable problem in the sense that you can go through the cards and take them out. I think the game does lose some of its magic because you inherently have gone through all the cards to do that.
And that may depend what version you get.
I mean, I think all of them are.
They do?
I haven't checked every single one, but
Okay.
I don't know if I've ever played I don't know if I've ever played Monikers and felt that the box was safe.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, I've gone through and taken out some of the words because I'd like to be able to play with people who don't want that kind of thing in their game, but it means I have to see the cards, which loses some of the magic. Like, you know, the 4 piano from Big is much harder if you've never ever seen it than if you've seen it that one time before. That's basically it. As far as final thoughts on rating, you want to do
Oh, for me, this one is a 5. I love this game. This is my top tier choice for party game. I beg to play this whenever I have a group. I'm usually playing it at the conventions where you play games, like with like a lot of people. But I love this game. It is always a good time. It is always happy and fun no matter what. Everyone has a good time no matter who's winning or losing, the entire table. Like, it is just laughing and fun and lighthearted that it's a really good game.
Yeah. To me, it's a 4.5 out of 5. It's a really solid game. I think the main thing that holds it back for me is that combination aspect. I really like when a party game lets you be clever in the way you combine things. This doesn't have that one element, but the level of laughter you'll see from this is intense and off the charts. It is one of my favorite party games. It's definitely, like, if I think of my top 5 party games, it's for sure up there. It's always a absolute delight, and I recommend checking it out. As far as other game recommendations?
One that I think is similar, I mean, I've said a few similar ones. I think something like Codenames is really good, but I think one to check out is Stay Cool. That's one that I think is so obnoxious and very, very fun. It's a different vibe, where a lot of the pressure is on everyone as an individual, where they're going through these different puzzles from people on either side. But I think it's like a similar amount of lightheartedness, that you're all kind of having fun, and the person doing the thing is the spectacle, and not so much trying to score points or beat anyone out. You're just kind of enjoying what the person's doing.
For me, I'm gonna let you know that you should check out Time's Up. Time's Up. What's the other one? This is Popcorn or something.
Popcorn's like the home version.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of other versions of Monikers. Monikers is not the first of its kind.
Mm-hmm.
To me, from the ones I've played, it is the best of its kind. Like, I've played Time's Up, and I don't even want to play Time's Up, because all it makes me want to do is play Monikers. Now, it's not a dig against Time's Up. Very popular game, has a large audience. Try it out if you want. It's my recommendation for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
But for me personally, Monikers shines. But there are other games from Popcorn, which is the homebrew. There's Fishbowl, and there's Time's Up.
I think those are the
Both
same.
Popcorn and Fishbowl are two different names for the same thing.
So basically how you play those ones, which I'll let you guys know because I think it's worth it for the next party game or party night you guys have. But you basically have a bowl by the door when everyone's walking in. So everyone makes their own clues. I show up at the party, I want to write 3 words. I write pizza, House of Dragon, and dogs. Because those are just the things I want and care about.
As
and
I said, it feels like you're hungry in the middle of a TV show and love your dog.
Dogs. So that's how you do it with those, and then you just fold it up, put it into a bowl, and there's no points. Or there's points, everything's just worth 1. There's no weighting how there is in Monikers, but you can do it like that, and then you can do it with things that are like relevant to you and your friends.
Yeah, but check out any of those, see if they work for you, because that's a good way to try the game. If you like that, then maybe you buy the version, otherwise save money, and you find out that you don't like that kind of game. In any case, until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co.
I'm Professor Meg.
And have a good one.
Bye.